Hi everyone, my name is Chris Martin. Welcome to Keto with me. It is day 77 on my journey back into keto. If you're new to my channel, check out my day 0 video where I talk about the reasons for creating this channel. All right, let's roll the clip. That was my clip for week 11, technically day 84, or should I say it the other way around. So week 11 was actually a very, very amazing week. I'm just kind of floored at how amazing it is. Let's just start with the numbers first. My carbs for the week, my average was about 17. My fat, gram amount for the week was about 120, per day, and then about 67 on the protein. So my macros were about 76. I wrote down 0.2. I usually round them up, but 76.2, 4.7, and 19, as far as my, my macro ratio. So those numbers are really good. I'm doing really, 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 really well. The thing that I want to talk about that I said was amazing is that I lost 4.6 pounds this week. I mean, that's kind of like weight you lose at the beginning of your journey on keto, or actually any kind of diet, right? Like you start out and you're like, you make this big jump, then you jump all these little increments. And I've been at the 1-2 pounds a week, sometimes I'll get a 3, and so forth. But, I'm just like I said, very floored that I had that much weight. So that brings my grand total to 42.2 pounds lost. My weight is now 192.2. So I'm looking really at the 180s here for week 12. Definitely week 13 is what I'm thinking. So I'm tickled to death. My average blood glucose for the week was 73. My ketones were 2.7 for the week. My Dr. Boz ratio was 28 for the week. And then my GKI averaged about 1.5 for the week. So I'm just so floored. My fifth 72-hour fast finished right at, right as I cross over into week 12, but essentially the end of week 11. But I think one thing that caused this, and I'll talk just a smidge more about it on the goal sheet, but what really caused it is that I think I told you guys last week I had to start my fast a little differently than I normally would. I had to start it on a Monday instead of a Sunday. So the gap in between my fourth 72-hour fast and my fifth 72-hour fast wasn't the normal 5 days that I normally have of eating. Usually I get to eat Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but because it got pushed forward, I only got 4 days in between before I had to start that fifth 72-hour fast. So maybe that was it. So that's the only thing I can think of. The type of food that I had for week 11, I had Chipotle again. That's always a good one to go. The kids love it. I had leftovers from, the holiday, so I had some ham, some deviled eggs, and some other miscellaneous stuff. And then we had some sirloin patties, and then I made my favorite, salmon patties now. So if you look at those meals, you'll see a lot of times I augment, I'm going to do a video on, macro augmentation. I get really close with like the 75, 5, and 20 macros, but occasionally it's like I'm at 72 or I'm at 70 and I'm like, how do I get that fat up? So one of the ways I usually do it is like I add a little bit of pepperoni, which is, I know, more dirty, add pecans, which is really good, and then for my own little pleasure I have some peanuts, which does give me some more fat, but it also brings in a little bit more carbs and a little bit more protein. So you always have to be kind of aware of that. One last thing, I've still to date, 0 exercise, 0 counting calories. So I'm just really excited. So let's go ahead and move on to my goal. Talk about the week 11 goals. So that is days 71 through 77. Again, this is, you'll see where the kind of the fasting, as I mentioned in the recap part of the video, had a shorter gap in between the 2 longer fasts. So again, I think that's probably what helped with that significant weight loss. I would be really excited if I had that same weight loss in week 12. But again, I'm kind of expecting the 1 to 2 pound range. So let's look at the sleep to start out with. You'll see that I average 7.6 hours sleep per night. Again, I'm sleeping billions of times better than I did previous to starting keto. I'm just loving it. Not every night's perfect, but it is, like I said, millions of times better. As far as eating keto, I live in the 1 meal a day, world of fasting. So that, on average, if you took it and spread it, even the 72s across, I'm averaging about 23.6 over the week. But the green on the spreadsheet, I went ahead and added green, I think a couple times ago, just to kind of indicate that these are the 72-hour fasts. So you'll see that, I finished on day 71, the 4th 72-hour fast, and then I started the 5th 72-hour fast on day 76, which bleeds over into week 11. I've since finished it, but that's just because I had to record this a day or 2 later. So looking really good on the fast. Again, I'm eating clean most of the time. Like I said, I do kind of get those elements of dirty in there and so forth. My average carbs for the week was over 4 days this time, so it's 16.7 carbs, which is a really good number. Again, trying to keep under 20, and then my average macros is 76, 5, and 19, which gives me really good numbers again for targeting that. And I keep forgetting to look over here on the right side and say, oh yeah, I'm in beast mode for all this stuff, which I am. The only thing I am not in beast mode for right now is the videos, because I like to have more than one video, for my learning. But right now I'm just kind of out of time on doing, family things, video stuff, and all this other stuff. So I do have a video I'm going to talk about here in a moment on the video recommendation. So I moved myself to the best category on that. I feel like I'm still doing great. As always, tracking, chronometer, spreadsheet. I kind of got things. I've started like moving some things over into, like a more consolidated, so I don't have duplicated data, but there for a while I kind of did both to keep myself, making sure that I was doing it. So tracking great. Meditation, relaxation, still squeezing in a couple 5-minute just chill out sessions a day. Working really good, doing great on that. Exercise, guys, I'm probably going to take this off the spreadsheet soon, just simply because I have decided now that I'm going to wait until I get like right close to my weight loss goal, which is somewhere around 160, maybe 155. I just don't know if I want to go below 160. We'll see. But when I get down to that, that's when I'm going to do it, because I want it to be very, very obvious that it's what you eat, not how much you exercise. So yeah, so as much as I would love to start the exercise, I'm just going to hold off on it, because at the rate I'm going right now, I should be there, by the end of summer, and and then that's when I can start that journey. So that's it for my goals for week 11. Let's go ahead and talk about my video recommendation. All right, so typically at this point in the video, I do a video recommendation where I'm like, hey, I need you to go out and watch this. It's got some, such and such topic, and, and all that jazz. Today, well, first of all, I got a little late this week starting on day 77, week 11's video, so I had to do it on Saturday. So, but it actually kind of worked out for as far as the video, recommendation for the week. So today is actually Saturday the 20th. I had to look at the computer. Saturday the 22nd. So, but I wanted to make you guys aware that, there is a conference every year. There's actually more than one. But the one that I'm talking about specifically is called KetoCon. We all know that, there's all kinds of conferences for, the electronics industry, for comics, for this, for that, and for pretty much anything there's a conference for. Well, keto's no different. It's been going on for a while now. I don't know the exact inception date of KetoCon, but I've been getting, my Facebook and other things just light up with the feeds and so forth. So what I did is I went to ketocon.org, brought up their schedule, and I just kind of wanted to just, go through some of the list of names, just mention it, So this year it is Friday, and it's already after the fact, so it's not like you're going to run down there, but it's April 21st, 8:30 to 6, and then the 22nd, same time period, and then, the 23rd, it goes to 4:30. So it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday thing is typically what they do. This gives people, that they don't have to do it during the week, so it's fantastic. I'm going to make it my absolute, I'm going to try to get to it next year. I mean, I know right now it's in Austin, Texas. Who knows where it'll be next year, but maybe it was there last year. I honestly don't know. But because I don't remember. I remember KetoCon last year, hearing about it, but I just don't remember where it was at. I want to say it was Texas. So my point is that I think this is a learning opportunity, and that's why I included it as, in place of the video today. So I'm going to look here. I brought up the schedule. Obviously you're going to see people like, Dr. Boz, there. She's definitely there. I show her on the schedule. I show Dr. Barry on the schedule. But you know what I see? I see tons of other names that I don't recognize. I see, other doctors. I see, again, I don't know what everybody's role is, but there's definitely some cool topics here, like individual keto. How do you keto for your individual needs? That sounds like a pretty good session, like something I would attend. Dr. Donald Vega, breaking free from self-sabotage. I mean, it sounds worthy of going to it. And I'm trying to breeze down to day 2 just so I can see if there's, different people. Aaron Power, workshop 3-part, launch your health coaching business. So, if you're wanting to get into that arena, that would be a good workshop. I mean, there's just workshops for everybody. They got multiple things going on in the same time slot. Usually not like you might have 4 choices, maybe 5 at the most. There's a podcast called the Meat Mafia podcast. These are some things that, you could go out and look for and just find, but just doctor, person. I don't know what everybody, what they do, if they're MDs, if they're, there's a chef on here, Chef James Barry. So I just think it's really cool that, if you wanted to, you could attend a conference and go check it out and go see the community. There's people on here. I did see a name on here that I recognize. Some I don't think I've ever shared with you guys, but I was in Dr. Boz's pilot course for her Keto Continuum. When she first launched it, it was a very rough run through of the course, and so forth. But I do recognize a name in there from when I, from a fellow classmate, so to speak, that, she's on here doing a presentation. I know she's a Dr. Boz coach, so she went on to do, Dr. Boz's teachings. I feel like I'm trying to do bring everybody's stuff together that I can find and what works for me. I'm not really trying to make my own or necessarily say it's only Dr. Boz or Dr. Barry. It's all, we got all kinds of people that can help us get through this. So if you get a chance, go out and check out ketocon.org. If you are blessed enough, maybe next year you can get to go. That's what I'm hoping I can do. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. All right, that's it for day 77, folks. Thanks for watching today's video. Please take time to like and subscribe so you can keto with me. As always, if you got any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Just remember, nobody's perfect. Be a coach, not a critic, and take care.